So I'm actually honored to be here and to be explaining what I do as a profession so that I can let everybody understand a little bit more of Asia in a way, and also Japan in Asia, or probably in the world. Again, I'd like to talk about my work, and I am a director at a Japanese media company. Yeah, I'll talk about it later. Okay, the problem is that I don't have the English, but you know, we're sharing all different kinds of culture, and that's in Japanese. Well, being a Japanese media company, 90% of my product, which is the media product, is in Japanese, as you can see. My company is called COM, C-O-M-M. COM stands for Communication, Common Interest, Community, and all these different kind of words that stands from C-O-M-M. And we have a parent company called Crown Line, and this is a logistic company. And we are a media company, and we are probably the first and only group company in the world that has a logistic and a media company, according to our research at this moment. And I would like to explain what we do. We're also one of the members of OJPA. OJPA is Overseas Japanese Press Association, and it's one of the foundations related to Overseas Japanese Association, which is the Kaigai Nikkei Kyokai. Alright, just a quick one. Like I explained, we have a media and we have a logistic arm, and the uniqueness of what we do is that we support Japanese expats in Asia, and we represent in doing a one-stop solution provider, and that's in that Japanese, which actually means that we help the Japanese to live easy, faster, and have a better life in overseas. So I represent the media side, and these are the number of medias and services that we do. So we have a multimedia production, we have a radio station, we have a publishing, and we also do events and concerts and anything that relates to media. We started out in 1980, and the media started out in 1991. And this is our group. We've got in 7 different countries and more than 10 overseas cities. I'm in charge of Singapore, and Singapore being the headquarter. This is what we do. That's an icon of what we do. And not only that, but explaining community media. These are the countries in the world that has Japanese media. And there's close to 20 countries that has Japanase media. I didn't include newspapers and radio station. This form of media is new media, like internet, like free papers, because the power of newspapers and radio stations is dying. And as probably some of you know, for instance in Brazil there is São Paulo Shimbun, and there's also a few Japanese traditional newspapers in each countries. So not including the Latin America newspapers or the newspapers around the globe, these are the upcoming new media around the globe. As you can see, the Asian region is actually growing. There are some in the Europe region. And these are some of the Japanese magazines around the globe. We got from the US, from France, from Australia. J+, that's from Singapore, that's my magazine. And this is what we do. We have a magazine called J+, we have a business directory, which is a database, and a radio station. Also, we have a car magazine in English. And after doing this, focusing for the Japanese, in Japanese language, we are now also shifting to represent Japanese content, which is highly in demand in the world, to the local people. And recently, we have also shifted and focused to doing events, because nowadays, talking about the media, it's changing. Like I explained, the reason why I haven't put the newspapers or the radio stations is that the power of this traditional media is dying. How many people of you listen to radio? Only a few. How many people of you listen to iPods and you see, mobile phones. TV is also changing. You've got internet TV now. You would probably watch videos or movies on your PCs or even your mobile phones. And that's highly in demand. So maybe paper magazines or newspaper would be dying, or maybe they will be evolving. It's same for the radio and the TV. So it's important for us to also understand that the media in the world is actually changing also. For my company, being a community media, we are focusing on events, because events is where we connect to the community, and it's also important to also connect to my advertisers, who are my sponsors. So we do need to show them of the media sponsorship which we get funded for. So this is one of the events that we started to do. The World Cup event to the Japanese. Japanese football is doing okay. They just won yesterday between North Korea, 1-0. So they're preparing for the World Cup. Yes, yes. And this is when Zico, Japan, was that. So that's 2006. So as you can see, these are the number of sponsors that we have. You know, we've got the typical Japanese companies. There's also a football league, a football club in Singapore, which is called the Avirex Liga de Singapore. This is some of the pictures that we have from that 2006. We had sponsorship from JAL, Japan Airlines. This guy won the top prize of scoring, getting the score right, and he's winning the trip there. And apart from that, you can see a lot of Japanese who came down. There were around 500 people who came down for our event. A lot of ojisan. And after that, 2010, we started to do also doing this every year. This year, 2010, I mean the recent years, we've got more young girls. There's a change also in the Japanese community and in Singapore. So, and also one of the events that we do, not only for the Japanese but also for the locals, is a rock concert to be bringing Japanese punk, rock, reggae bands. And we actually brought Visual K, you know Visual K, V-Rock, like Action Band, that kind, Visual K band to Singapore for the first time. And this was back in 1999. That's me. I have more hair. And this is one of the events that we did also to the locals at a shopping mall. There's a highly demand for Japan. As you can see, that's the Japanese design created by locals. We didn't like it because it's too dark and mysterious. The event itself, called Nippon Week, is the colors of Japan, represents all different kind of elements like food, movie, entertainment, and music. But that's another unique way where the Singaporeans wanted to show on the poster how mysterious Japan is. And also we normally have sponsorship backup by the Japan Embassy and the Japanese National Tourism Board also. And these are the typical events that we do to the locals, and also we bring the local community who are involved into Japan. So it's a little bit different with the experience that the Nikkei delegates and all the Latin Americans have shared, being Nikkei, of inheriting and protecting and enhancing the Japanese culture. In Asia, actually the Asians are more interested in Japanese culture. And they want to really be Japan. They really want to be like a Japanese. So these ladies are all Singaporeans. The karate martial artists is also Singaporeans. This is a mix of the Japanese and the locals, and also some Hapa. As you can see, we are also promoting Japan to younger generations. And just like us, the Nikkei youth, the younger generations, that we can do is very much enormous. We can really work together and share the power of Japan, where we all know that animation, otaku culture is also highly in demand. But also traditional culture, not only to the older generation, but to the younger generation is also highly in demand. So the younger generation is our target as a community media. And talking about younger generation, she is one of the strongest Singaporean in Singapore. She's a Kyokushin martial artist, black belt. She's a Singaporean, and she's a national martial artist representing Singapore. She's not a Japanese. And another entertainment music event that we do is Japanese Idol. Do you know American Idol?
Yeah.
Does Latin American Idol?
Yeah.
Is that? Okay. Japanese Idol is something that we copy. Simon Cowell haven't sued me, so that's good. And we brought, everybody's Singaporean, and they played rock, they played pop, they sang, just like something that they're doing next door, singing. And of course, the trip, first prize, is going to Japan. And this is what we do every year in our events, activities. And talking about the popularity for foreigners to Japan is something that it's visible in like Facebook. The Visit Japan page, which is run by the Japan National Tourism Organization, is called JNTO, it's Nihon Kankocho. You've got 128,000 people who likes this, and it's also one of the strongest tourist organization fan page, and it's working very well in a marketing sense, and also by using Facebook to connect to individuals. If you have Facebook, you can actually go and check it out. I like it. And another popular destination from Asians is Hokkaido. The reason why Hokkaido is because Asia, they don't have snow. And Hokkaido is actually the #1 destination in Asia. And the Hokkaido Tourism official website is run by the Hokkaido Tourism Board. And they're very, very knowledgeable, and they're very much well planned using the latest technology through online marketing. They also connect Facebook, and it's one of the best hits of an official tourism website in the world, actually. And there's also the Facebook, where there's the Hokkaido fan pages. You can check it out. There's over than 30,000. And the reason why, another popular reason that the people like Hokkaido is crazy Japanese. Actually, he is the vice president of Hokkaido Tourism, and it's got nothing to do with Hokkaido, but he represents Fushi. So, a very unique marketing of representing his company. Another event that we do representing to the youth is anime. And there's this anime festival that started in Singapore. It's called Anime Festival Asia. For those Japanese that you saw that, it's actually very much close of what Japan is doing, where there's cosplays, and there's also Shichuji cafes. A quick one, this is another event representing the comic cosplay in Singapore. So it's called Singapore Toys Games Comic Convention. You can actually see some anime together with the American comic, which is like X-Men and the Marvels. A popular Japanese content is of course the cosplay, and there's actually 15 cosplay events in Thailand. So that's how popular Japanese cosplay are now. And all of these Japanese cosplay events is targeted to the local Thai people. So every month there's a huge cosplay down there in Thailand, and also of course in the world. As a community media company, And what we typically do is also, we do a Japanese team event. One of it is a Japanese flea market. Japanese flea market is very unique in a way because Japanese are very good in protecting and really valuing their products or the clothes that they have, and it's sold at a very premium price. And also we also try to promote ecology also, which is what the Japanese are good at doing. And there's also Japanese festival, the Matsuri in the world. An average fact file is that there's smallest is few hundred to 1,000, the largest is 50,000, which is in New York. And there's a number of stalls, and they normally do like bonmodori, karaoke, some martial arts. And this is actually held in over 30 countries in the world. Some of the pictures here, you can see that some are from Japan, Singapore, Australia, Thailand, and also in London. And as a Japanese media company, I'd like to conclude what we actually do and what we are having as a mission is that media is changing, and the importance of media now is that anybody can own a media, can be a media, just like you. If you have a Facebook, if you have a Twitter account, if you have a blog, you're a media. Because the power of people and individuals is so strong now. And also the power of media has actually been increasing because of scandal, political issues, and the way that the media are. So media nowadays, if you can actually realize, looking at it, there's so many problems that they're having, but also an enormous new power emerging from the world is the individuals. And for what we do as a company, we have a strong vision, and the vision that we have is that we would always send a strong positive message to our readers and our listeners, and that strong message would create our media value. And sending the positive message is what we want to do. And I love Japanese language, which is from a Chinese character, and this is one of the objectives that we also do, and I would always share with my staff, is that this Japanese word called kanao. Does anybody know this? Kanao. I actually have, that's a quick one, Spanish, which should be reading Hacer realidad los sueños. Yeah? Making dreams come true? Yeah. Making dreams in reality? Yeah. That's represented in one word, and in Japanese this is mouth. How do you say mouth? Boca. Boca. And this is plus. Mas. Yeah, positive. So something comes out in a positive way is the power of media that we believe. And as an individual, sharing your positiveness to the people, to the community, to the surroundings that you have, you can actually make things come true. And that's my presentation today. Thank you.